a dusty village, surrounded by tall trees and red earth roads, there lived a poor boy named Amari. Every morning, before the sun rose, Amari walked barefoot through the market, carrying a small wooden box filled with polish, brushes, and old cloth. He was only a shoe shiner. The villagers laughed at him. Some ignored him completely. Others threw coins at him without even looking at his face. But nobody knew. The poor boy they mocked every day would one day become their chief. Amari had no parents. He slept inside an abandoned hut near the edge of the village. When rain fell heavily at night, water leaked through the broken roof onto the floor where he slept. Still, every morning, he smiled and went to work. "Shine your shoes! Shine your shoes!" he shouted in the crowded market. Some days, he earned enough to buy food. Other days, he went to sleep hungry. But no matter how badly people treated him, Amari remained respectful. One afternoon, a wealthy man stepped out of a large car covered in dust from the long road journey. "Boy," the man shouted, "clean my shoes quickly." Amari knelt down and carefully polished the man's shoes until they looked new again. The rich man looked surprised. "You work harder than many grown men," he said. Amari smiled softly. "Hard work is all I have, sir." But nearby, some villagers laughed. "A shoe shiner, dreaming too big. He will polish shoes forever." Amari heard every word but stayed silent. One hot evening, while the market was closing, an old traveler entered the village. His clothes were torn, his feet were covered with dust, and he looked weak from hunger. People avoided him. "Go away," one trader shouted. "We have no food for beggars," another woman said. The old man slowly sat beneath a tree, exhausted. Amari watched from a distance. Even though he had earned only a few coins that day, he walked over and bought a small plate of rice and water for the stranger. "Here, Baba," Amari said kindly. "Eat something." The old man looked at him carefully. "You gave me your food?" he asked. Amari nodded. "You looked hungry." The old man smiled. Then he asked, "Why are you kind when this village treats you badly?" Amari looked down at the ground. "My mother once told me that kindness is never wasted, even when people do not appreciate it." The old man's eyes filled with emotion. The next morning, drums echoed across the village. Everyone rushed toward the chief's palace. To everyone's shock, the same old beggar from the night before was standing beside the village elders wearing expensive traditional clothes. The villagers froze. It turned out the old traveler was not a beggar at all. He was a respected elder and kingmaker from a powerful neighboring kingdom. He had secretly traveled across villages searching for someone with a good heart to recommend as the next chief. Because the current chief was old and had no son to inherit the throne, the elder stepped forward and pointed directly at Amari. "This boy," he said loudly, "is the only person who showed kindness without expecting reward." The crowd became silent. The same people who mocked Amari now stared at him in disbelief. "But he is only a shoe shiner," one villager shouted. The elder raised his staff. "A leader is not chosen by wealth," he said. "A true leader is chosen by character." Days later, the village gathered for a historic ceremony. For the first time, The poor orphan shoe shiner stood dressed in beautiful chief attire. Drums played loudly. Women danced. Children cheered. Amari slowly walked toward the throne while the villagers watched in amazement. Some people lowered their heads in shame for how they had treated him. But Amari did not seek revenge. Instead, his first words as chief were, "No child in this village will sleep hungry again." The crowd erupted with emotion. Under Amari's leadership, the village changed. He built shelters for orphans. He helped struggling families. And he treated both the rich and poor equally. The village that once mocked him became proud of him. Years later, elders still told the story of the poor shoe shiner who became chief, not because he was rich, not because he was powerful, but because, even in poverty, he never lost his kindness. And that is the lesson many people forget. Never look down on someone because they are poor today. You do not know what tomorrow has planned for them.